Field. Best tried in the race is Beresney. Equal favourites on course are 5 Pure Theatre, who's been well tried, 9 Lethal Lead, drawn badly, and the consistent Karamazoo. Here's Prince Rubiton going into the stalls. There's one to come up, and that is a Quiver, who carries the second set of the John Hawkes cutters. All in. Set to go for the fourth then. Beresney best backed in the race in a wide betting affair. 14.20 the journey. Little movement from Pure Theatre, shifting about in the gates there. An attendant about to climb in. There's the all clear now. Racing. Oh, Pure Theatre blew the start hopelessly. He's out the back 3 lengths away. And first to bounce out in the early stages is Flavour, runs to win. Palace Chief got away well. He's up third the outside, and then Sophisticat. Umrum settling fifth but out wide, a length and a half Karamazoo. Prince Rubiton outside, and Lethal Lee going on 3 wide. 1 to a Quiver, 1 Beresney back on the inside. Being followed by Storm Attack as they go by the 1,000-metre mark. Back behind those horses, Pure Theatre going through along the inside, and Vitelli is last. There's another one back there about third last, which is obscured completely. That's a Little Dozer. Past the 800 metres, it's Flavour in front. Palace Chief is a neck away second. 2 lengths to Umrum, wide out around Sophisticat, runs to win. A length and a half then Lethal Lee, wide but does have cover. Then the grey Karamazoo, Prince Rubiton, followed by a Quiver, and then Storm Attack as they cornered. Next Beresney, Pure Theatre playing for luck on the inside, and then Vitelli and Little Dozer into the straight now. A run coming, 4 runs to win along the inside as Flavour's drifting off the rail. Palace Chief on his outside. Sophisticat is pushing up on the inside too, and then Umrum. Prince Rubiton's bolting, but he can't get clear. He's going for a needle-eye gap now, and here's Beresney with a run. Prince Rubiton sprinting hard at the 120. He's hit the lead on the inside. Beresney coming home well, but Prince Rubiton's bolted away from them, and he wins it well. Prince Rubiton beat Beresney by 2. Palace Chief third, and then came Umrum. Pure Theatre next, and then came Lethal Lee, followed by Vitelli, and the weakening Flavour from Karamazoo. And next in Runs to Win, and they were trailed by Sophisticat, who didn't fire, and they were trailed further back then by a Quiver, Storm Attack, and Little Dozer.
4, 13 and 14, and Nashra Willer for Brian Mayfield-Smith. A couple of hard luck stories there briefly, Richard.
Yes, it was a disgraceful run last time, Prince Rubiton, but he's come back to form there. He got the lucky run, and all the place getters drawn out wide, so they blew out my 1,400 metre at Flemington Theory, but it usually holds up, but not that time.
Well, you can work on a new theory while we catch up with one of the Flight Stakes leading contenders, Victory Vane. Last time she was out of the winner's circle was a golden slipper when bloused by Callaway Gull. She's got 5 in a row, looking for 6 in a row today. Will it be Private Steer? Here's Lee Curtis with Joe McKinnon.
It's a big step up for Private Steer this afternoon, but on the authority of her win last start, she'll give the race a shake.
Absolutely, Joe. Look, I mean, it is a big step up. These fillies going through their classes is always a big step, but it's probably a logical step too. And I mean, you don't just stay at home and say, we can't beat Victory Vane. You've got to get out and have a go, and may the best horse win. But my horse certainly has done well, done particularly well, and there's no reason why she shouldn't be here.
She's backing up?
Yeah, she's backing up a week, which is always a worry for any trainer, but she's been really, really good this week, and you know, just a shine in the code and the way she's done at home, I couldn't be happy with her.
You think she is capable of beating Victory Vane on what she's shown you at the track at home? I know we haven't seen much of her at the races.
Look, you know, she's improved again. I thought she'd improved every run. I thought she'd improved from Kembla to Randwick, and I think she's improved again. And, you know, it's hard. I mean, we're not forms analysts. We can't draw form lines, but I'll tell you what, she's going to give it a mighty shake. She's improved on a run last week.
Good luck today.
Thanks a lot, Joe.
Okay. Lee Curtis talking about Private Steer, the biggest danger to Victory Vane winning this afternoon's Group 1 Flight Stakes.
Richard, it is a big step up. A course record, albeit in a maiden, but it was a course record at Kembla 2 runs back listed, but this is the real deal today.
It is the real deal, but a run against good fillies last start was outstanding. I mean, you can't ignore that. You can say all you like that this filly's inexperienced, and she is, and she's got to step up and beat the best filly in the country, Victory Vane, but I think she's capable of testing her. I'd probably stick, if I have forced to put my money on, I'll stick with Victory Vane, but I wouldn't be surprised if Private Steer's right there with her.
Odds on, very firmly, very similar actually on course to what they're taking off course. Now, Flemington details across the line. Nashua Willa for Brian Mayfield-Smith. A complete set of dividends for you as we await the runners to arrive in the mounting yard for the first of our Group 1s. There it is, 4, 13 and 14. A break back with the Flight Stakes. A check out of this small but elite field in just a moment.
Racing stalls are back, and Pure Theatre, oh, he bombed the start completely. He missed a 2.5, Pure Theatre, and one of the first out, Karamazoo, jumped away quickly with Flavour going fast with runs to win, Sophisticat. Palace Chief further out from Umrum. Karamazoo easing back inside Prince Rubiton, and Lethal Lee is deep. Sorting themselves out, and Flavour went to the front from Palace Chief, 2.5 to Umrum, 3 deep. Runs to win fourth, the fence, a half, Sophisticat from Lethal Lee. Karamazoo inside, then Prince Rubiton, and a quiver is out 3 wide, 2 lengths further back, Beresny, just drifting back in the race with Little Dozer, followed by Pure Theatre. Further back, Storm Attack and Vitelli last of all. 800 out and Old Flavour on top, a half length in front of Palace Chief. A length into Umrum, he's been 3 wide around Sophisticat. Runs to winners over on the fence, fifth. A length into Lethal Lee. He's deep around the outside of Prince Rubiton. The grey is Karamazoo. Further back then in the race is further back, Beresny. Pure Theatre to the inside from a quiver, Storm Attack, Little Dozer and Vitelli at the 500 metre mark, and Palace Chief went up to Flavour. Runs to win, Sophisticat back nearer the inside. Karamazoo trying to get out. Prince Rubiton is held up. Further out is Umrum. Lethal Lee, Pure Theatre trying to weave through, and Beresny coming down the outside. Palace Chief got to the front. Prince Rubiton got the run up on the inside, and Beresny wider out from Umrum. Prince Rubiton hit the front at the 100 metre mark, draws clear, and Prince Rubiton's coming away from Beresny. Prince Rubiton 1.5, Beresny third, Palace Chief. Then came Umrum from Pure Theatre, no luck at the start. Then Lethal Lee from Flavour, Karamazoo, Sophisticat runs to win. The Telly followed by a quiver, a gap, Storm Attack, and Little Dozer pulled up quickly back to the tail.
For the winner, Prince Rubiton, Nashua Willa, 9.90, 3.30, 13 Beresny at $3.40, and 14 Palace Chief at $2.80.
And they're at the barrier, Gold Coast, the third. Lucky Trader, the favourite, at 3.10 to win, 140 a place, Matt.
6 are all unders on the tote compared to what they're backing.
It's funny, one of those fillies is going to end up with a Group 1 placing beside her name.
It's worth a lot in the breeding world.
It certainly is.
John Tapp, you know all about that. A man with plenty of years' experience in bloodstock. Have we got an upset on the cards, perhaps?
Well, let's see if Royal Perler is likely to cause an upset, Richard. Gregory Hickman, who trains Royal Perler, also has Sportsman in the Spring Champion Stakes. And Greg, I'll bet you never, in your wildest imagination, conceded that you'd have 2 Group 1 runners on one day.
No, certainly didn't, John.
Great thrill for you.
Oh, it's enormous, especially on a day like this.
Now, this filly, Royal Perler, ran second to Victory Vane in the Furious and chased strongly that day.
Yes, she did, and hope we can do the same again.
Now, the following run at Rose Hill in the T-Rose, things went wrong.
Yeah, we're just worried about the gate, and she come out and she got caught 3 wide, and then she was back midfield 3 wide, and then back the last 3 wide, and then she just went to sleep and just followed it around and ran home to run 4th. It was a terrific run.
Should have been closer.
Should have been closer.
Yeah. So how do you see her today? I mean, it's terribly hard to imagine that she could upset Victory Vane, so I guess you're hoping to run into the prize money.
Oh, that's right, John, but she's got a lovely gate, barrier 2. She'll probably have a little bit more luck today out of barrier 2. And the worst thing about it is probably 2 or 3 horses always want to be in the same position here today, 3rd or 4th. So, so whatever Patrick does, I just left it up to him. Wherever she's travelling, midfield to get home.
Right. Now, in some quarters, people are suggesting that Sportsman won't run 2,000 metres at Randwick. What do you say to those people?
Yeah, well, they have their opinion. He's done very well this week. We've changed his training a little bit more. And I mean, when he won the Peter Pan, they said he couldn't win it with a month off.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a credible run the other day with 3 weeks off.
Yeah.
I mean, that was sort of probably a harder task than a month off with a barrier trial in between. We've only had 2 weeks today. Done very well. He'll run very well, John.
Okay, good luck, Greg, and win, lose or draw, I hope they both have a trouble-free run.
Thank you very much.
By the way, you're our special guest on Inside Racing on Sunday week, and we're going to learn a lot about the background of Greg Hickman and how you got started.
Yes, good story. Thank you very much.
Pleasure, Greg. See you soon. Good luck in the 2 big ones.
Thank you, John.
Greg Hickman, who has Royal Perler coming up in just a minute or two in the Flight Stakes.
Okay, Tappy, thank you for that. Greg Hickman did a lot of his work with John Hawke's Crown Lodge team before branching out on his own. Let's get some late mail now. The small but elite field. Here he is with his late mail.
I'm going to stick with Victory Vane here. She's a bonny little filly. She's won her 3 runs this time in. Loves the track here at Randwick, 3 from 3. She looks terrific in the parade. Just keeps amazing when you look at her. She is very, very fit. The one that they've boom on is number 4, Private Steer. She won the past 2 starts. Looked very good in winning here at Randwick last start. It was only last Saturday in the Reginald Island, and she's got to take this quantum leap here today to take on a horse like Victory Vane. But she's, all reports, she's pretty smart, and there's enough money around to say that she can worry Victory Vane. But I think Victory Vane has got the runs on the board, so we'll stick with her.
As Wayne mentioned, there's been solid trying on support for Private Steer. It continues to firm in, whereas Victory Vane has eased out, but she still remains the clear-cut on-course favourite.
She's only eased out with the money coming for Private Steer, and that's just punters looking for a way to make some money on the race. There's no value in backing the odds-on favourite.
Yep, a Group 1 up for grabs. Gee, it's a great honour roll when you look back. Sunline winning this race 4 years ago. That dead heat result with Bart and Gay Waterhouse, Assertive Lass and Dashing Eagle in 96.
Oh, it's definitely been a good fillies race, and can be a good guide to races later on in the spring too. You know, these might go to Melbourne and run in the 1,000 Guinea Stakes.
So. Well, speaking of good fillies, the Edward Manifold Stakes isn't far off. Let's check the ratings here with... Innovation Girl not running. The 2 is the one lashed. This very promising Graham Rogerson prepared galloper ahead of Millanova. So 2, 7, 3 and number 5. Fuji Dancer, one of the equal third raters. Market looks this way. Innovation Girl apparently out due to the wide alley. Lashed is the firm elect ahead of La Bella Dame. Then Fuji Dancer. Null Autre at $11. It's a group race, one of the highlight races on the Flemington card today. Cocktail evening with the important gear change today with the blinkers. Tarcoola Diamond at $12. That's
traditional race on the this is a traditional lead-up race to the 1,000 Guineas Group 2 there, and it's a tricky race, this one. I think you could see a blowout here. If punters like one out and wide in the odds, I wouldn't be frightened.
I think Lash's too short, but her first up run was just stunning. A short break back with the Flight Stakes. First of our Group 1s is due in 2 minutes.
Hagrum.
Approaching start time for the first of our big Group 1s today, and on-course Private Steer continues to firm up. Richard, tactics will be important here.
Small fields tactics are always important. You could see Victory Vane from the 5 alley there, jumping and taking up a forward position. I don't know whether Private Steer will try and go with her or whether Private Steer will ease and try and sit behind, have the last shot at Victory Vane.
Now, let's have a look at Dan Beasley out of the saddle at the moment with Victory Vane. We might head up to Ian Craig as he's got the binoculars parked firmly on the action.
Victory Vane just out that little. So certainly good support here for Private Steer to beat Victory Vane. So as our Sky Channel audience now is in touch with us, Private Steer, plenty of late support to beat the hot pot Victory Vane. Anyway, we'll shortly know. Victory Vane riderless at the moment, and the other one out is Sunday Joy. Previous of the day, Santa's Gift, number 10, Glenn Bosch, beat 1 Stowaway, 11 Brett's Best, and 5 Inclusion. Planche, number 1, took the second, and 5 Hammer Beam won the first. Well, just how good is Private Steer? Can she really stretch the neck of this top notch of Victory Vane? Well, we'll shortly know. As I was saying a short time back on radio, this race last year went to Ha Ha, the great filly Unworldly, who met with a tragic ending to her racecourse career, won it in 2000, and the Great Sunline in 1998. Anyway, they're set now. The Flight Stakes. They're off this time, and immediately dropping out to last Private Steer, but not far away. Royal Perler just leads Victory Vane. Sierra Dane holding the rails third, then Private Steer. Sunday Joy is next to last, and close up on her inside Miss Bowie. Pat Payne has Royal Perler showing in front as they race along towards the 1200. Out about 3/4 to a length on Victory Vane. A similar margin, third is Sierra Dane. After 3/4 to Private Steer, a little more than a length then to Miss Bowie. At a half or outside being Sunday Joy as they race around the first corner. Speed is reasonable here, and Royal Perla shows the way. In close attendance is Victory Vane. Third posse is taken by Sierra Dane, just shading Private Steer. And the last couple, Ms. Bowie racing over on the inside of Sunday Joy. Little or no change as they come down past the 800 in the Flight Stakes, and Royal Perla out about a length on Victory Vane. Nearly 2 lengths away, third is Sierra Dane. Private Steer on her outside, and the last pair still Ms. Bowie and Sunday Joy. Royal Perla down towards the 500 marker, a length and a half on Victory Vane. Danny Beasley hasn't moved on her yet. Sierra Dane inside of Private Steer, who's tracking Victory Vane, and Ms. Bowie and Sunday Joy, the joint tail enders, still around the corner. Royal Perla set sail for the judge, a length on Victory Vane. He hasn't called on her yet. Private Steer followed by Sunday Joy. Now he asked Victory Vane for a run. She cruised up to Royal Perla. Private Steer's under the whip. Victory Vane having a struggle to get away from Royal Perla, and then Private Steer. By golly, Royal Perla's fighting on. Victory Vane's got a fight on her hands. On the inside, Royal Perla's actually pulled away from the hot pot. Well, what about that? Royal Perla all the way to win the Flight Stakes. Victory Vane second, and then Private Steer, Ms. Bowie, Sierra Dane and Sunday Joy. Goodness gracious me, I've got to shake my head to think I'm still here. Royal Perla. Patrick Payne has in fact come away on the line to beat the hot pot Victory Vane. Number 3, Royal Perla. 1950, by Hector Protector from Perling. Greg Hickman, who, of course, through Sportsman, won recently the Peter Pan, and he's followed up very quickly with another of his small string to take out this Group 1 Flight Stakes from Victory Vane. I couldn't offer an excuse in the world. Victory Vane by Mr. Henry C. When he called upon it today, Danny Beasley, there was very, very little in the tank. There was nothing in the tank, 50 to go. 3-1-4-6 official placings just posted. 3 Royal Perla, P. Payne is first. Number 1, Victory Vane, ridden by D. Beasley for Bede Murray second. Number 4, Private Steer, just found that step up in class a little too much for her. She had a good run. She tagged Victory Vane around the corner, but the Danehill Dancer filly wasn't disgraced in running third. And 6, Ms. Bowie, was the official fourth, as the totes officially read this way. Number 3, 1950 and 490. Number 1, $1.10. There was no third for number 4, the Cornella. 10.40.
Someone slipped him a Mogadon. Okay, here we are with winning trainer Greg Hickman, who is remarkably composed for a man who has just trained a Group 1 winner at Royal Randwick. How do you do it? How do you remain so composed?
I don't know. Oh, no. It's just been great.
Greg, you've had great faith in this filly.
Yes.
With the instructions to lead?
Just wherever she's travelling to get home. And there was no pace on early, and she's just, Barry 2 was just there, and he's rated a treat.
Now, she was travelling pretty comfortably coming to the turn, but did you have a look back to see how well the favourite was going at that stage?
Yeah, the favourite was travelling well, and it dug deep, but I think she just dug another inch.
Is this Patrick Payne's first ride for you?
Yes. I have a lot of luck with first ride jockeys on my horses, like Darren Beeman rode Marauder and won, and Jimmy Cassidy rode Perfect Flight and won, and now Patrick Payne's rode Royal Perla and won.
What did this filly cost, Greg?
8,000.
So there's hope for all of us.
That's for sure.
You've got Sportsman in the Spring Champion Stakes later. Can he make it a Group 1 double for you at Randwick today?
Pressure's on, I think he can.
Good on you, mate. Congratulations, well done.
Amazing result, Richard Freeman. We talk so often of tactics in these small fields, Group 1s, and it just unfolded again.
Well, whenever you get these match races that are set up like match races, how often do we see a bolter get home and beat the 2 match races? And Patrick Payne, brilliant jockey. He rated her perfectly in front. They were going fairly steadily in front. It wasn't taxing her to be out in the lead there. But I was disappointed with Victory Vane. She looked like she had Royal Perla completely covered with 200 metres to run. Perhaps Victory Vane's a little suspect at 1,600 metres now against older horses. At 2, she was definitely able to do it. But at 3, things can change. And Private Steer had every possible hope. It's still a very good effort for a filly only having her 4th run in a race to run that well in a Group 1 and run that close to a top-class filly like Victory Vane. But You have to be disappointed with Victory Vane. You have to be excited about Royal Perla.
Greg Hickman just seems absolutely shell-shocked, but nonetheless, no doubt delighted inside. Larry Olsen, delight us with some winning tips on race 5.
Yeah, Brendan, the numbers are 2.
Chances. She's a 14-1 pop on the tote.
Well, Greg, your next 3 races, very important loom up races to the rest of the spring. Millanova here, a filly that won the Lindsay Park Guineas last start. And speaking with Tony earlier, he's pretty happy with her.
Yeah, I've ridden her track work. She's trained really well here at Flemington. She's not very big in size, but has a motor there and gave me a good feel on her track work. So hoping we get the breaks.
The big guns, Northerly, the Fighting Tiger, as we've named him after Greg Miles's call a few weeks ago. What about the track and what about the draw? How do you sum it up?
Well, the track's no problem. It's on the better side of dead. It's a very good track here at Flemington. The one draw is a little concern. He likes a bit of space and a bit of room to get moving. But we'll go forward.
Could you lead like you did in the Craiglee?
It would be nice if we could lead, but we're not going to go 100 miles an hour just to lead. Yeah. If something else goes quicker, then we'll just take a sit. But we'll try and be angling out at some stage to get a clear run. We're going to be dictated, possibly, if we're behind, we're going to be dictated by the way the race has been run, and then you need a bit of luck.
All right, and the third of those is Gentle Genius, has got in now to its race with them. 3 emergencies gaining a start. You probably know this horse pretty well because Gentle Genius got close to you in the Kilmore Classic when you were aboard Sunlight.
That's right. Win a great race, yeah, it did. Win a terrific race, ran 3rd, I think. Yep. And Bernadette Cooper rode it. Good horse, very consistent. Win a good race last start up at Newcastle, was a little bit unlucky. So she's back into the mare's race and she made the field, got a nice draw. Let's hope we can get a nice passage. She gets back a little bit, but there is pace in the race.
Good luck to you, Greg, particularly with Northerly in the big one.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thanks, mate. Greg Childs about to go out here for Tony McAvoy on Millanova, who could be Oaks bound.
Okay, it's a big step up for her today, and she races on the dead track. We'll await a scales report here at Randwick, and the Doomben ratings numbers 2 from 1, then 3. And in this next race from Randwick, it's the Craven Plate. County Tyrone is in action with Jim Cassidy on board. This is the former Queensland Derby winner. He's with John Tapp, and this horse has been out of the placings his past few runs.
He's on a Melbourne Cup campaign. He probably prefers a little bit of sting out of the track, but you know, whatever he does today, he'll improve.
Trained by Max Lees, for whom you've had amazing success over the years.
Yeah, look, he's great to ride for, Maxie, and he's coming along nice, this horse. I think you'll see a bit of improvement in him today, but as I say, what he does today, he'll certainly improve.
Almost certainly your best ride, Platinum Scissors in the Spring Champion Stakes. What do you think?
Yeah, luck and running, you know, if he gets luck and running, he can win, you know. His run at Rose Hill circumstance, I was forced to go forward on him and lead, which really didn't suit him at all. So I just ride him a bit quiet today, and hopefully he's strong enough to get home over top of them. I think he is.
When the barriers came out for the Epsom, you wouldn't want 20. Well, you couldn't get 20. There's only 16 in it. And you certainly didn't want number 1, but up came number 1, Accelerator.
Yeah, look, one's always the shortest way home, follow the fence, and but he can just be a little bit tardy in the boxes, so I hope he's on his best behaviour today, and if he is, well, you can see him box seating or sitting outside the leader, so he's going to get a cosy run from there. He drops a couple of kilos from his weight for age run the other day, and you know, he hasn't put a foot wrong this week.
Well, in the last race, you're riding History Maker, and it'll start on Wannsee Road.
Yeah, it's drawn out in the car park, but look, she's an on-pace runner. Her run at Newcastle wasn't too bad, and she's gone along nicely in this last week, so might be a nice way to finish the day off, mate.
Jimmy, I read during the week that you'd never won an Epsom and never won a Doncaster, which surprised me, really. You've won everything else.
Yeah, I've been close. I think Colour Page I run second on an Epsom, and Liverstone Lane. I've sort of been round it, but never really looked like winning one, so man up there might be looking after me today. It might be my day.
Well, he's looked after you on more than one occasion, hasn't he?
Yeah, my word. You know, I think I've ridden 88 Group 1 winners in Australia and half a dozen in New Zealand, so I'm in the close to the, you know, middle of the 90s, so it'd be nice to get 1 or 2 today.
And it gives you something to shoot for too. It's a terrific goal to keep the nose to the grindstone.
Oh, my word, look, just winning and being out there at this competitive level is great, and you know, I know I'm there today, mate.
They're not calling you a veteran jockey yet, so you're sweet.
Oh, I think I'm hanging in there, Tappy.
Good luck, mate. Keep off their heels.
Yeah, my word. Thanks, mate.
Good, Jimmy. Thank you. One of the best in the business, Jimmy Cassidy, attempting to win his first Epsom handicap today on Accelerator, but the one he really likes is Platinum Scissors in the Champion Stakes.
Alf Matthews, as we come to you, Lash looks the likely winner of this race, but is it under the odds at that quote?
As a matter of fact, I was just going to say the same thing in my wrap. I like it, I've got it on top, but on the tote, I wouldn't want to be backing it at the 260. Is a little bit longer on course, but I've got it on top. Lovely horse. Group 3 winner in Adelaide, and it's come up very well this preparation. Number 3, La Bella Dame. I'm under the impression it'll work forward here from a wide-ish gate. Looks as if it's trained on pretty well. Good effort last start at Caulfield in winning. And at the moment, I think it's about its right quote. Number 8, Nalortre, again, will race near the leaders. It suffered facing the breeze at Moonee Valley last start and was beaten the narrowest of margins over the concluding stages. It's a big raw-boned horse that looks pretty good. And number 4, Cocktail Evening, with the blinkers on, will run better. Andrew.
OK, and on track, Lashed has been easy, very much unders on the tote. The one they've slammed on track is Tarcoola Diamond for Dean Lawson, number 10, getting good overs at the moment, Brendan, as they move in for one of the features, the Edward Manifold.
And Andrew, interesting runner here is Ribe from your brother's yard. Any mail on how it'll go?
No, I think she just needs another couple of runs, looking for a longer trip, and Lee will be just using these runs to bring her up to peak form for the longer trips. But I like Tarcoola Diamond as well. Craig Newitt in the saddle, he won on it last start at Sandown, and I thought it was a pretty good win. And I'm looking for something a bit of odds in this race. I think it's a blowout race. I think it's a race the favourites could get done by the outsiders.
OK, and important late scratchings come through in the last race today, race 9, number 10, Auckland Blues, which was the one on top of our Sky ratings. Race 5, Greg Miles standing by. This is the Edward Manifold.
And Make Me Strong is going to be the last to move up for the Blazer Edward Manifold Stakes. Group 2 for the fillies. They're all in now, set to run. 1600. This race starts the quaddie on Super Tab. Set to go. Racing now. Cocktail Evening began OK. Tarcoola Diamond fractionally slow from the outside. Lash jumped reasonably. She's second or third last. And it's Tequila Nottage going to the lead through the first 200 metres. Leading by a half-length. Coupe is second. 2 to Nullotra outside Cocktail Evening. And then came Make Me Strong, caught 3 wide. Trying to ease back and find somewhere. Millanova's just ahead of it now with It's Houdini along the rails. A length further back is La Bella Dame. Tarcoola Diamond can't get in. Centre Romance pushes up on the inside. Riber's very wide. 2 lengths to Lashed, and they're followed by Fuji Dancer and 2 to Bay Ivy last of all. Tequila Nottage at the 1,000 metres by a length and a quarter. Coupe is second. Ribe, having no luck, is doing some work wide out, getting up to third. Then Cocktail Evening on the rails, followed by Nullotra. A length and a half for the back. It's Houdini on the inside. Millanova the centre. Make Me Strong is 3 wide, and they're trailed a length away then by La Bella Dame as they sweep up towards the 600 metre mark. Tarcoola Diamonds off and running very wide, and then Centre Romance well back, being followed then by Fuji Dancer and Lash towards the tail, and Bay Ivy. They've bunched as they come around the home turn in the Manifold now, and Coupe moved up level with Tequila Nottage. On their outside is Ribe and La Bella Dame coming 4 wide. Cocktail Evening right behind them with Nullotra, who's getting a run through, and then Make Me Strong, Tarcoola Diamond and Lash is starting to work home, followed by Millanova. Coupe shot to the lead at the 250. La Bella Dame goes with her. They're racing very tight together. Lash is next, and then came Fuji Dancer down the outside and Make Me Strong. Coupe the leader with 100 to go. Lash, Fuji Dancer are flying. Coupe grabbed by Fuji Dancer. They hit the line. Coupe one of the nose. Fuji Dancer. Lash between them third. And then a break 2. Make Me Strong. Millanova, La Bella Dame and Cocktail Evening trailed by Nullotra. And then It's Houdini, Tarcoola Diamond, Bay Ivy, Ribe.